boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello minders, welcome back to the Mind Watercolor and another Mind Shot vlog. I hope you'll indulge me today, a departure from the normal, but this is a first. I'm excited because this is a first for me. I'm kind of a tech nut. I love good tech, good technology, especially if it's related to art or anything having to do with my YouTube channel. Well, I just got my first drawing monitor. Now, if you don't know what that is, I'm about to show you. But understand this. I have spent literally hundreds of hours of my professional life doing digital artwork, mostly on a tablet like this. This is a digital drawing tablet. Basically, you draw down here while you look up at the monitor. There's a large parallax issue there, but you get used to it. After a few hours of doing that, it's really not a big deal. So, strictly speaking, a drawing monitor is not something that I absolutely needed. I wish I could say I did. And I probably would have purchased one before now during my professional career had I continued to go that way, because the technology has just come so far. The company Wacom really rules the roost in this category. Wacom. I have probably owned three or four, I lost count, of these over the years. Had a very early one. Then as they upgraded it to the Intuos, the Intuos 4, I think I had one of these, and now this is the Intuos Pro. And I've used it both for digital illustration and for tons of photo retouching. Just a really valuable tool. And as I said, Wacom kind of rules the roost in that category, but they are very, very expensive. When they first came out with the Cintiq, I mean, my mouth just watered, but there was no way I could afford Cintiq technology. Cintiq is a drawing monitor and essentially use the same stylus that you use on a tablet, but you're drawing right on the image. So something very interesting is happening in the industry now. As the technology improves and becomes more widespread, copycats are out there making similar products with similar specs, but a decidedly lower price point. And I've been watching this. Even though I don't talk about this stuff on my YouTube channel, I've been watching this now for 2 or 3 years, watching as these products come closer to the flagship product, which is Wacom. One of those companies is Huion, and I watch the reviews. I don't review tech stuff myself, so I don't get all these tablets and monitors and compare them to see which ones are the best. But there are several people out there that do. And I'm going to link below to one of my favorites, one of the most, I think, knowledgeable, fairest reviewers and comparers, if that's a word, in this type of tech, and that is Brad Colbo. Love Brad Colbo's channel. Now, he's an illustrator, and he primarily on his channel reviews all things having to do with digital artwork and digital artwork input into a computer. So if you want to get the reviews, this is not really a review. If you want to get the reviews, I hope you'll go check out his channel if you're interested in buying these kind of products. Back to the industry. One of the companies that has really been making inroads into perfecting this tech and coming close to Wacom is Huion. Now, you know I've reviewed Huion products before, mainly the light tables. Just the little light pads. Now, I'm very picky about who I show product for on this channel. I get tons and tons of offers, and 95% of them I turn down. They're either one, not appropriate for my channel, or two, I wouldn't be interested or don't think it's a product of that higher quality or of a quality that interests me. Anyway, as this technology has changed and Wacom's competitors are getting closer and closer to them, I have been watching, and this drawing monitor is one I've sort of narrowed it down to. And they actually just released a 2019 version with a few more improvements. So this monitor is my choice. Now, full disclosure, Huion has provided this monitor for me with the understanding that I will show it in a video. But that said, I actually approached Huion about 3 months ago, knowing that this is the monitor I was going to buy if I bought one, and asked them if they would let me review one. At that time, they didn't have budget to send me one, and they turned me down. So I said, okay, fine. Interestingly enough, just a few weeks ago, they contacted me and said, well, now we have a newer version. We have some budget to promote this. Would you now be willing to take a look at it or show it on video? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So a digital product that I love which I am very anxious to show you and just share some of the fun and enjoyment that I get out of it. And I will make a couple of applications to how I use this sometimes for watercolor. Also, if you hang on to the end, there will be a brief discussion, because I always like to provide information that's useful to you. There will be a brief discussion about digital. Is digital something you need to get into or worry about if it's not on your radar at all? So stay tuned for that discussion. Anyway, let's take a look at the product. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of an unboxing here. All the power cords, stylus. It's almost identical to the Wacom stylus. Little screen protector glove. There's the power brick. Here's the donut where you put your stylus. Another power cord, HDMI cable, VGA cable. I won't be needing that. People still using VGA monitors? I guess they must be. Well, so it went together pretty easy. Just 4 screws attached the stand in the back, and then I just used the included cloth to wipe it down. These are the only 2 cords. Well, actually there's a power cord, but these are the only 2 cords that you need to hook into your computer. The HDMI cord and the USB cord. Very, very simple. And they all come off the side of the back, which is nice. Put at a low angle. But just power, USB, HDMI, and you're set to go. Very easy stand to adjust. And this is a really nice feature, and it's a very good stand. Some of the monitors out there just come on what's almost like an easel or 2 little feet without an adjustable angle. Those are the hotkeys for left-handed and right-handed. Those can be set in the software to any shortcuts that you want, including a strip where you can zoom in and out. And the donut, this is just holds the extra nibs. You can place the stylus in it or across it. Very nice stylus, a rubberized grip, very similar to my Wacom stylus. 2 hotkeys and a little button on the side of the grip. The only difference between this and the Wacom one is that this doesn't have an eraser on the end, which I never use on my Wacom anyway. I don't like having to turn the stylus over. I always use the hotkey or a shortcut to activate the eraser. And we're all hooked up. You just set it up with your computer like an extra monitor and you're ready to go. The software I found installed easily. Just followed the instructions and it was working in no time. This is where you program in the hotkeys, what you want for the shortcuts, both for the stylus and the keys on the side, and you also can calibrate the monitor to your stylus. So I'm going to start up Corel Painter 2020 here and just test out some of the brushes and see how they work. This is a little digital landscape that I had been working on previously in Painter. Everything did what I expected it to do. I was trying to figure out what the keys were. I couldn't remember what they had set, the default shortcut keys. And here I'm testing the parallax. You will always see some parallax, even on something like a Wacom. But they've gotten this down to nothing practically. And the parallax is just the distance of the cursor from the tip of the pen. And they can't get it right there because of the thickness of the glass, but they've gotten it very, very good. Here's an example of something I do sometimes for watercolor. I'm planning on doing this elk painting, and these are photos I took. I actually composited like 3 different photos, put them together, and I just kind of use the eraser and paint to kind of figure out how I want all these photos to go together. And I'll actually use this photo to draw from when I'm ready to do my painting. Photo compositing tools are something that I've done for years. I've been using Photoshop since the first version in the early 90s, and it just works for me to composite images for paintings that I'm going to do. And this is one discussion that I want to have a little bit, and that's, do you need to get into digital? Chances are, if you're asking the question, the answer is probably no. Most people who get into digital and use digital, by the way, here I'm doing in Painter digital pencil drawing of this woman, this reenactor. Felt very natural, very fluid, felt like I was using a pencil. I mean, honestly. This was the 6B brush in Corel Painter. Love it. If you're not using digital currently, don't worry about it. It all really depends on your willingness to learn them and your love of technology and the ability to learn it. I mean, people fall into a couple different camps, and that's those that hate it, they kind of get a knot in their stomach when they feel like they have to use it, and those who take to it, who enjoy it. Now, as a professional illustrator, they are pretty essential. There's just a lot of ways and things that you do in your workflow that you would need to learn. Changes, for one thing. Changes and being able to submit files to clients electronically, that sort of thing. Don't fret about using digital tools if you're not using them already. But if you are, man, this was really fun and good quality drawing. I'm just really, really happy with it. Thanks everyone for putting up with my little technology excursion. This is the finished pencil drawing. And this is a good study now, ready for an actual watercolor painting. And we'll see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye.